Alright, so the convoluted combo for this was to do as much defensive damage as possible. I think that's the word for it. Basically, when I'm attacked while in defense mode, and if their attack is not high enough, they instead take damage. So what I want to do is as much damage as possible. I'm able to pull off about 30,000 damage from this. So it's pretty good, but I just can't really think of a way to do it even higher without doing some kind of loop. Like, this is the highest I could get it without doing some kind of janky chicken race loop. So anyways, with this, I just bring out Exodus the Master. First, I fill up my graveyard with... Well, I actually only really use Box of Friends just to fill it out with one Labyrinth Wall. And Box of Friends wasn't really necessary now that I think about it. Anyways, I use Box of Friends because I can use both Labyrinth Wall and Millennium Shield since they're both level 5 vanilla monsters with 0 attack and 3,000 defense, which is really great for this because I'm really trying to take advantage of Unity. With Unity, it increases defense of one monster on the field by the original defense of all monsters on the field. So what I do is I use Box of Friends and I go into Crimson Shadow Armored Ninja because he's the only rank 5 monster that both has a highest defense and can guaranteed survive till the next turn for when I'm trying to set up the combo. And if this was going on in a real duel, they wouldn't choose to attack the Crimson Armor Ninja over Exodus. I made sure to give my opponent a 5-headed dragon, that way he'd have a super high attack monster, and it would actually make sense for him to attack into Exodus without me having to use some kind of, force your opponent to attack a certain monster kind of card. So, I've got Shadow Armored Ninja. He has really low defense. I really wish there was a higher defense level 5, well, rank 5 monster anyways, but there isn't. Freezadon has the highest defense of all of them, and his ability sucks, so I just settle for this guy. He only has 2,500 defense, so whatever. Not really big deal. And then I just mill a couple cards in my graveyard, including at least one Mischief of the Gnomes. That way I can use it to reduce the level of Guardian Sphinx in my hand by 1. That way I can just normal summon him as a level 4 monster, and then send him to the graveyard to special summon out Exodus. Then I use this little card right here, Feast of the Wild, level 5. Allows me to special summon 2 Millennium Shields from the graveyard. Then I just use 1 Silent Doom on a Labyrinth Wall, and that sets up my row. I have 2 shields out, 1 Labyrinth Wall, 1 Exodus, and a Crimson Armored Ninja. Pass my opponent's turn. He attacks into my Exodus because he has a 5,000 attack monster, and I've got the 4,000 defense monster. Should be able to kill it, but nope. I activate Unity. His defense goes up to about 15,000 thanks to it increasing his defense by the original defense of all monsters on the field. And since they all have an accumulative of, let's see, 3 of these, that's about 90,000 right there, plus this guy, so it goes up by a little bit over 10,000 with Unity. Unity does not stack with each other, sadly. I've tried that out a couple times just to see if it would or not. D2 Shield does not stack with Unity either. They also don't stack with each other. None of these cards really stack with each other, which is kind of a shame. D2 Shield just doubles the original defense, and it doesn't work with Unity. It just overrides its effect. Same thing with Unity, it just ignores D2 Shield's effect. So I decided to use Unity over D2 Shield. If you're wondering why I'm not using this card, it's because it doesn't stack with Unity. So instead, I just use Ghost from the Past to decrease the attack of my opponent's monsters to 0, which is really damn good if they're attacking into a defense position monster with 15,000 defense. And then I have Canyon Wall out, so it does double damage since he's a rock-type monster. Even if he wasn't a rock-type monster, I could have just used Cross Counter since it does the exact same thing. And yes, I did check to see if Canyon and Cross Counter stacked. They don't. So I just decided to just use Canyon since I got more rock-type monsters in here anyway. So yeah, I was able to do almost 30,000 points of damage, and that was as much as I could possibly get it to without some kind of janky loops. I could probably get it higher if I, was able to use 3 Stronghold Guardians and get even more defensive monsters out, or get a better rank 5 monster out. But I think 30,000 points of damage to my opponent is pretty good on its own.